going on, everybody? What is it? Friday night. Yeah, 7 o'clock. Wasn't going to go on because I think I was on last week, if memory serves me. And I don't know. It was just a calling, I guess, a need to be with you guys tonight. So good for you guys, right? Hope everybody is doing well. Hope all is well with everybody. So tonight I just thought I'd come on and see how you guys are doing. Guys have any questions, bring them forth. Again, it was just a calling that I felt like I had to be with you guys tonight. And that was really it. So, but what can we start out with tonight? More information? Here we go. I know it. Andrew, how you doing, bud? I normally don't talk politics, but under this circumstance, I guess I'll allow it. Trump needed to win the election. He's going to initiate something that is going to help this species, humans, advance. And that is AI. Hey, Heath, how you doing? I know you're just curious, but as an executive order yesterday, I do believe I heard somebody say that he started advanced research on AI. And as I told you guys, if World War III stops, if I can't stop it, or it continues, those that are left over will use the technology that we have. And I told you one of the things that they are going to use is AI, right? Well, he just initiated an executive order for full advancement on AI, and that is exactly what is needed right now. So I don't talk politics, but Trump did need to win. And as I told you guys in some of my earlier videos about 2025, going to be crazy. And as you notice, the weather is doing exactly that. I told you what is coming. Change is happening. Big change. California, basically LA is burning down to the ground. There's a volcano ready to go off the East Coast or the West Coast, right off the shore. If that goes, massive problems are going to take place. So as you can see, things are rolling. Come on now. Is there a devil? There is no such thing as the devil. There is no such thing as the Bible. There is no 10 commandments. There is no hell. So there's no such thing as the Antichrist. No, AI is going to advance this species beyond anything you have ever known. And that is one of the reasons that Trump needed to win. He is in favor of that. Now, what we have to be careful with AI, just like any technology, right? It can be used for beautiful things and great things, or it can be used in the opposite to keep humanity down as well. And I don't think that is, I just feel it in my bones. That's not what Trump is about. He really wants the advancement in technology that AI is going to bring, and it's going to launch us into amazing things. Now we just have to stop what's coming, which is World War III, which is going to be in about 8 to 10 years. So, Lori, good evening. Hello. So, yes, that's what I think about Trump. Trump needed to win. I know a lot of you didn't want that, but as you can see, there has been no wars. There's been no fighting. But it's like I told you with the weather, it's going to get worse. Another round of California fires, which is going to burn California to the ground. Hey, Keith, what's up? So that's what I think about Trump. Trump, and true to his nature and his first day or two in office, he signed the executive order to advance artificial intelligence. And that's where we need to go. It's going to cure diseases. It's going to just advance us in our technology with everything. And that's the right move. That's where we needed to go. That is in the right direction. So as far as weather goes, you see what's taking place. Florida and the South are getting pounded by something that should never take place. Things are changing right now, guys. So you need to be aware of what's coming. Massive change. The earth is shifting into a new dimension. You can either ascend with it, or like I told you before, guys, you will stay here, you'll die in the old earth, and then you'll reincarnate into another version of earth. So we got to roll with it. Like people freaking out because he didn't put. I wouldn't put my hand on it either. I have no problem with it. The Bible, I told you this, guys. I have told you this from day one. The Bible is a pile of shit. Pure and simple. I was a diehard Christian. I believed in it. I lived it for 2 years in a Catholic school, forced to read it, cover to cover, forced to enact plays in the Bible. And upon my death, when I transitioned home, instant knowledge. It was shown to me, given to me, just knowledge that it was garbage, that we were all gods. You know, what you guys are stuck on when I say I and the Father are one, I'm a God, right? When I merged with the light, when I merged with the love, I and the Father were one, meaning we were one consciousness. Okay, that's what Jesus meant by I and the Father are one. Our consciousness is the same. Thus, when he said, and they said, you being a man, make yourself God. Yes, we're all the same. Our consciousness, all of you and I are one. We are all one. So when I came out and said in my very first videos, I was one with everything. I just didn't go into the depth of it because you guys just don't understand. You're asking me about the Antichrist. There is no Antichrist. There is nothing. Like I told you, we're on a journey to nowhere, right? The only reason we're here is because, again, I'll explain it to you guys and then I'll answer your questions, okay? For all that is, the I am everything knows everything, right? Knows what rape is, knows this, knows what murder is, knows. You know everything. But in order to know the I am, to know everything, the I am had to experience it in order to fully understand the knowing that I am already is, right? Thus, we were created from the I am, the oneness to consciousness. We were created as a mini God, a version of our Father. Why? So we can come out and experience all that I am knows. So we are on a voyage, a journey to nowhere. It's just simply a journey of rediscovering who we truly are. And for every one of you, that's different. Some of you will watch violent movies. I will not anymore. I will not take part in violence in any way, shape, or form, via cartoon, via a movie, Star Wars, whatever. This is who I am. I know. So the Bible is garbage. So when Trump didn't put his hand on it, I was good for you. I don't believe in the bullshit either. So let them freak out. That's their opinion. That's their free will. So I don't support any violence in any way, shape, or form. And I will say this, all right? Because I don't like talking politics and I won't. But it's important for you guys to understand that after the Allies won World War II, right? When they won, they had a huge problem on their hand in Eastern Europe, right? What to do with the Jews? Nobody wanted the Jews. We wouldn't accept them in the United States. Clearly, Germany didn't want them. England didn't want them. France didn't want them. So what did they do? During the parceling up of Europe again, just like after World War I, Britain finally said, you know what, to get rid of the Jews, they took a chunk of Palestine and gave Israel, they created Israel, basically. The Britons did, the British, to get rid of the Jews. So that is why, since after World War II, there's been conflict in the Middle East, because the Jews or Israel should not exist. Great Britain had no business taking that land away from the rightful owners back then, right? and giving it to, or making the country Israel, thus starting a massive conflict. Israel should not exist. Pure and simple. Israel should not exist. Those Jews, those displaced by the war during World War II, should have simply gone back home, whether it was in England, France, Germany, Russia, whatever. They should have gone back home, but nobody wanted them. Nobody wanted the Jews. So Britain created Israel, and we have been in conflict in the Middle East ever since. So that's all I'm going to say on it. I do not support war at all in any way, shape, or form. All right. And that's all I'm going to say on that. That's correct. It's all about the betterment of the greatest good. You remember, only very select few in the world from thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago today actually do our Father's will. Jesus was a master. He was one of them. Buddha was one of them. Sri Ramakrishna was one of them. Gandhi was one of them, right? They did God's will. They lived in love all the time. They projected love. They preached love. They practiced love. They were love. Same thing as Jesus's teachings, right? Same thing I'm doing now. I refuse to take part in violence. I refuse to have anything to do with the justifications of right and wrong or good or bad. It's irrelevant, right? It's just simply, it is. It's your definition because you took somebody else's opinion because you don't want to take your own opinion when on the matter, because you might be left out in left field or people will look at you like you're weird. So if it's strict, if it's got somebody damning somebody to hell or it's bad and you've got to walk a tight line, you'll follow it. Why? Because you don't want to have a brain of your own to say, no, I'm a critical thinker here. I don't believe in that. And follow your gut instinct, which is in line with your higher self saying this shit is wrong, right? So you take somebody else's opinion and you make it or you chop it up and you create what you want out of it to create your own belief about what is taking place instead of actually stepping out of the situation, looking at it, be a critical thinker and say, no, I don't agree with that. I'm not abiding by it. And then stick to your guns. People are, like I said, two emotions, fear and love. 98% of the population, even 99% of the population live in fear. They refuse to step out of the ruts and follow their true path. I don't care. People hate me because of what I teach. That's fine. If I know that I'm upsetting you, then I'm doing my job. All right. I'm making you think. You just don't like my energy. That's all it is. You'll look at it as like, this guy's nuts. He's preaching new age. He's doing this. He's an idiot. No, you just don't like my energy. So you don't like me. I'm too high above you, right? So be critical thinkers, guys. Follow your gut instinct. That is your higher self. That is your Father talking to you. He speaks to you through your emotions and your feelings. Listen to them, no matter what situation you're in, no matter how crazy or bizarre it may be. Follow your gut instinct. Hi. So there's nothing to worry about. No, there's not a damn thing to worry about. Things are progressing the way they should. I'm going to say this. How many of you are really happy with the world the way it is right now? We can fix this instantly, right now. You don't understand your power, your true power. You misunderstand. Hi, Leo. Thank you, hon. It's good to see you again. What does the other side have to say about trans people? Here we go. They are no different than those that are same sex. It's your body. It's your vehicle. You can do what you want with it. Now, God does not care. I'm telling you this now. Does not care about heterosexual sex. He does not care about same sex. And if you're a trans person, that means whether you're a woman, you want to be with another woman, or you're a trans male that or a she-male or whatever you want to call them, whatever they are, they can do what they want as long as two people come together with their sexual energy, okay? And it's consensual and it's mutual and it's loving. Your father does not care. So quit looking at same-sex, sexuality, trans people as different from you. It's love. Love is everything. All right? Love is everything, and that's all that matters. So if it's consensual and it's beautiful and each individual is involved and it's all good, then that's where you need to be, and it's beautiful. I'm not worried about the world, but I sometimes stress over my situation, if that makes sense. What is worrying going to do about it except make it worse? Remember what I said, guys? Your thoughts create your reality, right? What is worrying going to do other than bring you more worry? You're already safe. You're already loved, right? Nothing can really, truly happen to you, right? Then what's there to worry about? If you lost your house, you lost your car, you lost your job, your higher self wanted to experience something like that. You don't think that the divine Father knows what you need and that will be presented to you? Father just wants to know if you're going to sit in your stress and freak out and call people a bunch of nasty names and fly off the handle and bring in more negative energy to you. There you go. So your thoughts create your reality. Look at your situation. What's stressing you out? Step outside of the box, right? Be above it. Look at the situation. Look what's causing you to stress over something. Is it really worth it? What is causing? Is it you causing the stress, or is it the fact that you lost your job? If you lost your job, don't you think that when one door closes, another opens, and that a better and greater opportunity is coming? So look at that, what's stressing you out, bless it, give it to Father, say, you know what, it's in your hands, I give it to you, I trust you, and move on. Let it go. Just let it go. That's what I do. I don't live in fear anymore. It's irrational. It all comes from here. It all comes from your mind, guys. Beautiful. Says, I have done a couple of, and they have expanded my consciousness. There you go. Beautiful. That's what you have to do. I've begun a different meditation sequence and been seeing more angel numbers, but more in the quadruple angel numbers. So I'm getting close to, what I'm going after. And it really comes down to divine timing, guys. They know what you need. You're asking the right way. You're doing the right things. When the time is right, that door opens up, you go through. Now, don't look at the situation that you're in, because if it's stressful and it's a challenging situation, it's there for a reason. It's something that you wanted to know, to understand back home, right? That you wanted to experience. Nothing more. It's just an experience. Don't label it. Don't judge it. Don't, just bless it. Love it. And then accept it and say, you know what? I'm perfect. I'm right where I need to be. This is something I have to go through to learn from it, then move on. Cut it off, and then just say, what's coming is going to be better. When this, just like what's taking place around the world, all these storms, right? But after the storm, what happens? Everything lightens up and it turns beautiful again. And you go, oh, phew, all right, I made it through. It's no different than what you are going through in your everyday experiences. Just something that your higher self wants to experience. That's all. Of course. Look, guys, you can do exactly the same things as the being as Jesus Christ. You can raise people from the dead. You can cure sicknesses. You can heal your own body. You can levitate. You can make 12 to 5,000 different versions of yourself right here, right now. Everything you have is within you. You are no different than Jesus, except He was higher up the ladder. He was a master. Okay? It'd be like you, somebody going into kindergarten and Jesus being, graduating with a triple PhD. You're just at different levels. That's it. You can do the same things, exactly the same things as Jesus did, without questions, guys. I have accessed that power and I have used it in my own body. It is more than capable, but you have to do the work to get there. Just came from Twitter and saw you live. I watch a lot of your videos and have been a couple lives already, but I just read about those little girls who got killed in a terror attack. You have to remember, guys, don't feel guilty for them. Don't feel bad. And I know it goes against everything you have ever been taught. And this is why I'm teaching. This isn't New Age. If you feel bad for them, it not only lowers your energy, but those involved in it. They went home, right? They chose, just like you do, where they were born, into the parents they were born into, which means the location around the world where they are, right? They knew what they were getting into when they came here. You have to realize that, okay? Just like people say, I'm sorry you were abused. Don't. I chose my parents. I chose the location in the world where I needed to be born. Why? I needed to experience those things. It's what I wanted to experience. They matched the vibration that I was at. So I was born into that family. Yes, I was abused. Okay. But to those that are experiencing the war right now, they chose that. They chose to experience being a warrior, being involved in that some way, somehow. So don't feel bad for them. Love them. Wish them well. And then that's that. It's like people say about World War II, oh, those poor people. No, they chose to be born during that timeline. They chose to experience that. And as hard as that is, my grandfather fought in World War II in the Pacific. He was in the carriers. He fought the Japanese. I thought he was the biggest hero in the world. And then after my near-death experience, I felt absolute sorry for him. It's like that. He chose to experience something like that. How heartbreaking, right? So I didn't glorify him anymore. I just was like, wow, you chose to experience something really dark and horrific. And I let it go. I forgave him. So don't feel pity for them. Love them. Send love that way. Send all your love and healing out that direction like I do. Like these new rounds of fires in California. LA might get burned down to the ground again in the surrounding areas. I mean, look at what is taking place. Massive change in the world is taking place right now. Look at the South getting buried in sub-zero temperatures, the snow on the beaches in Florida and in the mountains in Georgia and in Tennessee down there, blizzards. Look at the world. Look what is taking place, guys. I told you this was coming. If Catholicism is man-made, Islam isn't. If yes, all religion is man-made. Okay? All religion is man-made. God does not care about your religion. Religion plays nothing, no part in going home. It means nothing. Even if you come here and you're a die-hard atheist, God does not care. It's not relevant to why you're here. The whole purpose of you coming here is like going down that, when you put the hamster on the wheel, woo, you're trying to go through these experiences to rediscover who you are. And I'm going to tell you all right now that every single person listening right here live, and eventually when this video goes out on my channel, every single one of you here have killed somebody in a past life. I promise you that, including me. All right? Why? You're on a voyage of rediscovery. You're finding out who you are. So when I say you're not doing God's will, right? What will is taking place? God is doing your will. You're not listening to God, but God's listening to you. And when you're asking for these things, he's giving them to you. God's doing your will. We're not doing God's. I'm doing it now, but for 50 years, I was doing my own thing. God was doing my will. So everybody on this planet, you've been black, white, Asian, Native American, kings, queens, rich, poor. You've murdered people. You've killed people, all on a voyage of rediscovery. What is free will if we have chosen? You have chosen to come here into a certain family, a certain situation, a certain part of the world, so you can experience what you want to experience. Now, instead of going out and experiencing that, you could sit at home and never move, never experience anything, right? That's your free will. You may say, I want to get married, do this and do that, and come and get all clammed up and just go to work and come straight home and never interact with the world in any way, shape, or form, right? That's your free will. So you'll never reach your milestones that you wanted to experience, correct? Or you could be the opposite, I guess. Excuse me, I'm sorry, guys. Or you could be the opposite and be Mr. Social Butterfly and then go out and experience everything. It's your choice. But some things you are going to experience: the loss of a job, the loss of a parent, the loss of a child. You're just going to experience those things. Becoming rich, maybe losing your house, maybe being homeless for a little while. You're going to experience these things. So those things that you plan that you'll reach are just simply that. They're just little events, like a dot here and a dot here and a dot there. How you get to those dots is free will. You can either go straight to them, or you can take the winding road up a mountain, down in the valleys, got a boat, and then finally reach it, right? That's your free will. Just like if you're in a grocery store and somebody hits you with the grocery cart, it's your choice to turn around and call them a motherfucker. Why don't you, or, oh, I'm sorry. Everything we do from the time we wake or open our eyes from birth is free will. It's how you choose to interact with that situation is basically your free will. I've been saying this forever. If we can reincarnate, there is no way we did not break the commandments, etc. Go to hell. There is no 10 commandments. There is no 10 commandments. Remember what I said. If all that is wanted or knows everything, right? We're all God, right? All gods. We're all one. So if all that is wanted to experience the all-knowing of everything, he had to experience it. We were created. So who is God going to command? Himself? Is he going to condemn himself to a place that doesn't exist? How? He can't. He's God. We're his descendants. We're him. I and the Father are one, the consciousness, the oneness. So who is God going to command? The 10 commandments. Now, I told you about our sexual energy. Let's use that as part of the Beatitudes Jesus supposedly spoke of, which is a pile of shit. When he says, you shall not covet thy neighbor's wife, or you should not look at a woman in lust. Now, if any of you are married and listening to this, don't you want your husband thinking naughty thoughts about you? Don't you want him wanting to touch you and play with you and make love to you and grab your boobs and your butt and your crotch? Of course you do. So why would that be held against somebody? But it's okay for a woman to do that? Come on, guys, wake up. It's all wrong. It's all wrong. And that is the whole point of me starting this channel, to tell you, wake up. Look around you. Look what's taking place around the world right now. It's falling apart. All right? So there are no commandments. There's nothing for God to command. He's not going to command himself. There's nothing to do. Like I said, we're on a journey to nowhere. We're already home. All we're here is for the experience, right? We're on the hamster wheel running around. Well, that didn't work out. Well, I'm going to try this. No, that didn't work out. I really like that. That suits me, and it, right? So we're just on a voyage of rediscovery. That's it. And when the journey's over, when you've had enough, You go time out, you tell your higher self says, I'm done with this. And guess what? You go home. You ditch the body and you go home. And for all those medical professionals that end up watching this or seeing this, I need you to understand this, that a patient can come into you and have seemingly no symptoms or this, that, or the other, but no matter what you do to try and save them, you can't. That's because the higher self has already given up. He says, I'm done. There's no more. I'm out. I'm shutting it down. I'm going home. No matter what you do, you will not be able to save that being. They're done. Their adventure's over. They're going home. All right. But what you can do to the medical professionals I'm talking to is alleviate their pain. Let them sleep. Take the pain away. Let their last moments in this timeline be pain-free and beautiful. How do you explain people who saw Jesus as in real, like nowadays? Because they're lost. That's why Jesus is going to come to you no matter what. Like in my near-death experience, it didn't matter whether I was Christian or not. I could have been an atheist. Jesus is still going to show up. He loves you. He loves everybody. And if you're one with the Father, you're also one with Jesus. Jesus is a God no different than you. So you're going to meet him. You're going to see him. I did. I felt him. I recognized his energy in my near-death experience instantly when he showed up. I knew exactly who it was. Didn't have to say anything. Didn't have to show me his face. I recognized it. In today's world, no. Jesus, his last incarnation was 2 millennia ago. He died in 33 AD. His physical body did. That was his last incarnation. He will never walk this earth again in a relationship like you and I are now. He's done. Father will never allow it, period. So that's it. We're simply energy, guys. We're pure consciousness. Even though I left my body and I saw it laying on the bed, I was more alive than I had ever been. The fear, the guilt, and the ego were gone. I was young. I was juiced. Ooh, Then the knowing came. Everything was there. I knew where I was. I was home. We simply exist as energy. When energy can never be destroyed. It can only change shape or form. Thus, we're in this form right now. When we leave as a ball of energy, pure consciousness, and we return to oneness with the Father. That's what Jesus meant by I and the Father are one. It's that simple. All of you and the Father are one. No different. Abraham, hi. So that's right. That's why I quit watching the news. I will have no part of that anymore. I rediscovered who I am. I will not partake in that violence. I will not watch it. I will not listen to it. I want no part of it. I will not. I am a teacher now. I rediscovered who I am. I will not back down from that in any way, shape, or form, guys. And that is why I come on here to teach you guys, for you to wake up and realize who you are. You misunderstand your power, guys. You are a creator. You are a God of immense power, extremely powerful, no different than Jesus in any way, shape, or form, guys. Why do we have regrets of not, and we really live, especially as, because you regret not taking those chances. You regret not going up to that girl and just giving her a hug and a kiss and saying, I love you. I forgive you. I want to make love to you. Because once this timeline is over, you will never get it back. You will never. And that is one thing I did when I was out of my body. I regretted everything that I did not do. I regretted not saying I'm sorry, not saying I love you one more time, holding grudges against people for stupid ass shit. Okay? You will regret And I promise you this, guys, when you're standing before Father and you are going to stand before him and he's going to show you your life from the time you were born till that last breath you took, he's going to ask you, what did you do with your life? Did you live a good life? And you will instantly know and answer him, no, I did not. That's all he wants. And you will take some time off, and you're not forced to come back. You will come back, though, because you will want to better yourself. You will want to become enlightened. And that is why we all come here. We are the elite. All right? We are the elite. There are many souls at home that have no desire to ever come here. They don't understand why we put ourselves through the abuse that we do. And it's all on us. Let's see. Why do we have... Anno Briero saw Jesus at the age of 12 in his bedroom. It's entirely possible. Remember, guys, kids, when you're younger, like if you watch the video when I explained everything, when I had... I called him the grabber ghost, right? There was somebody in my room. People call them, you know, their play friends or whatever. I had one of them. He was a grabber ghost. He would usually play with me at night. He would pull the sheets down. Sometimes I would lay over the bed. My hand would lay, and he'd grab my hand and play with my hand, you know. I called him the grabber ghost. Never malicious, never anything. I would always know what corner of the room he was in because I could feel his energy. Kids vibrate at a much higher frequency. Why? All they know is love, guys, right? From the time they're an infant, toddlers, they just want uppies, they want huggies, they want kissies, they want moochies, right? So they're vibrating at a much higher frequency. It isn't until we, excuse my language, guys, fuck them up by showing them worthless TV, violence, getting them indoctrinated into a school where they're beaten, bullied, and pushed into submission to fit in with society, and then we condemn them to church, which then subjugates them to even more humility and all that crap, and then their vibration just sinks like we all have. All right, I won't take part in that anymore. I will not take part in it. So children who see Jesus, they see angels all the time, they're speaking with them, they're tea friends, or they're playing dishes with them, they're playing with somebody's sitting across from them. So that is absolutely real, without question or doubt. I seen he was a Muslim who died and went to hell and met Jesus. There is no hell. Wow, you guys are so stuck on this. This is unbelievable. There is no hell. Your thoughts create your reality. If you transition, right, and you're in a bad place, and you're scared, angry, full of hate, you're going to go into the void. Then, like Howard Storm, he created a dark experience. That's it. There is no hell. That's something you guys are going to have to work out and just deal with. There is no hell. There is no 10 commandments. There is no judgment. There is nothing but love. Jason, I'm commenting on that person's post. Okay. You guys are just going to have to over that. I mean, it's been so ingrained in you that you just thoroughly believe it's true. And you have others like me who are talking, saying hell doesn't exist. It's a myth. The church made it up. Why? To scare you. Do they want you vibrating way up here high, knowing your true power? Or do they want to keep you down here, submissive and low vibration? Well, you guys already know the answer to that because that's where you guys are. So there is no such thing as hell. There is no fallen angels. There is no devil. There is no 10 commandments. There was no damn great flood. No. Your sexual energy is divine. I don't care if it's same sex. I don't care if it's heterosexual. It's all perfect and it's beautiful. And your Father, God, wants you to be intimate. He wants you to be making love. He wants your sexual energy to be just that, beautiful. It was given to you for that purpose, to reach home, to reach Father. That's why it feels so good. It's there for us, but we have been taught to misuse it. We have been taught by the church that it's a filthy, dirty, nasty thing, that it's only good for procreation to create a child. And that is not true. It is not true. Sex was given to us, our sexual energy was given to us as a divine gift, a beautiful gift. God does not want us even wearing clothes right now. Why are we all wearing clothes? He wants to know. He knows the answer, because we're ashamed of ourselves. Why are we ashamed of ourselves? Well, mom and dad created that when they screamed and yelled at you when you began to experiment with your body and told you to shut all those sexual energies down, to hide it, to shush it in a corner, to never be seen or heard from, even though they go in their bedroom, shut the door, and go do the exact same thing because they feel filthy and dirty. We have to break free from this, guys. It's beautiful. It's pure. If they see Jesus right now, he's not going to be here as in a physical body. He's going to see them, or they're going to see him in a dream or an astral projection. Remember, guys, we see, or we leave our bodies every night. Every night when you fall asleep, you begin to vibrate really, really high, like really high. And then your astral body leaves your body. That is when you're able to, because now you're in a different dimension, see Jesus. Jesus will not walk on this earth or come down into this earth anymore. Period. End of subject. So if they're meditating and they see him and he comes in that, because you're out in a different, you're vibrating at a higher level, absolutely true. You can definitely do that without doubt. There's no doubt that if somebody says, I seen him or whatever, sure, I believe it. How do we know who is telling the truth? It's called your gut instinct. What is your gut instinct telling you, Keith? You already know that. We've talked about this a gazillion times. You choose love or fear, right? Love or fear. You choose fear. You're terrified of everything you've done in your life. You're terrified of your thoughts. You're terrified of this. You're terrified of that. You live in constant fear, but your gut tells you something else, but you don't want to listen to that. Your higher self is saying, listen, you're brought to these certain experiences for a reason. Your higher self and God is pointing you in the direction that you need to be listening. You're the one that's fighting it in fear. I'm a substitute teacher, and none of my students judge me. They love my energy. Adults don't like my positive energy. Why? They don't like your vibration, your energy. It's too much for them. You're vibrating at a higher level. That's why your students love you, right? They're kids. They're vibrating at a higher frequency. You match that frequency with your kids, and that's why you guys jive. Now, when you go out into the real world with adults, like when you walk into a restaurant, somebody may look at you and give you a nasty look and not even give you the time of day. Well, that's because they'll say, well, I don't like her. She has ugly clothes. No, they don't like you is because your energy is too much for them. So they'll just turn around and say, I don't like you. I can walk into a room and I can clear the room out without saying a word. People will scatter to the sides, and I do at work all the time. I'll come into work and they will pick all the outer tables. They don't want to have anything to do with me. I think I talk to, out of the 50 people at work, maybe 2 or 3 people will talk to me on a daily basis. They don't like my energy. They want nothing to do with me. And that is absolutely fine, because I don't want anything to do with them. That is the way it should be. So when I'm talking about that, you guys, when I say you come first, when I'm talking about your energy, right? So when I'm talking about that, that means you come first. That is called being self-centered. You are absolutely supposed to be self-centered, not egotistical, not maniacal, but self-centered in you. You came here to work on you. You came here to find out who you are, right? So you come first, not your kids, not your parents, not grandma and grandpa, not your friends. You come first. So that is why your energy pushes adults away from you, because you're vibrating higher than them. That's a good thing. Don't worry about it. Look at it as like, okay, you know what? I don't want anything to do with you either. I love you. Best of luck. But, stay away from me. So, how much you need. Our NDE quality, manifesting the reality in our energy. You can manifest when you meditate. If you can truly do it and truly get into yourself and shut everything out, you are the creator of your world. I've been telling you this, guys, from day one. If you look out at your world and everybody sees a different world, when they wake up, they go to work, take a shower, they see their world. You have been creating that from the time of your birth. What you see is directly your manifestations. You don't like it, change it. God's not going to come down and do it for you. You have to do it. So your thoughts create your reality. If you're broke, barely getting by, you have to say, God, don't say I want more money, because what the universe or the non-physical, God's going to hear that and say, okay, I'll give you the want. You said I want, because the I is a direct commandment. All right. It's telling them this is an order. I'm a God. So it's going to come to you. But what did you ask for? You said, I want more money. Well, they're going to give you that. They're going to give you the want. The want is going to keep coming, because that's what you're asking for. When you say, Father, thank you for bringing more money into my life. I am wealthy. I am rich. I am abundant in money. That is what you say, because now that is the commandment. I am is saying I am wealthy. That is a direct commandment to the non-physical to say money is now coming in. All right. So when you're asking, you have to remember how you're asking it. You can't say, I want more money. Well, they're going to give you what comes right after the I, which is a commandment to bring in. So if you say, I want, well, you're going to keep on that wanting then. It's never going to come to you. But if you say, I am wealthy, thank you, Father, for bringing success into my life. I am extremely successful in my YouTube channel. Now, that is a direct commandment, which I just gave God and the non-physical to bring forth my YouTube channel's, right, abundance in helping all of you. So now that is a direct commandment. And me being a God, it will come. Now that depends on their timing. I know it's going to come, so I'm not worried about it. But do you see how that works? So when you have to ask things the right way, because they'll give you the wanting all day long. I want more money. I want a better job. Okay, well, and now the wanting is coming. So the non-physical hearing two things, that you want money, but they're going to obligatory give you the I want. So now you're going to be there with more. They're going to give you more wanting. It's coming, right? So when you're bringing forth your manifestations, I should really do a class on this for people that want to know these things. I can talk about it more, because this is a bonus for you guys. I wasn't going to come on live today. I just felt the urge to be with you guys. So, and I want you guys to start doing things the right way to bring forth your manifestations in. So when you're meditating, you're doing it the right way. You're saying the right things when you're bringing in the manifestations. And I wrote some things down before I came in here, guys. So I'm going to give you a thing. And I want you to say this 10 times a day. All right. In this order, which the first one, you're not going to know, because you don't, because that's what you're here to learn. The first one is, I know God. I know my Father. I and the Father are one. I know him without questions, hesitations, or doubt. You guys need to work on that. So that's the first thing you start out. And I want this done 10 times a day, okay? I know God. I know my Father. I and you, Father, are one. I know you. Now you say, I love sex. I love sex. Commandment. You're going to enjoy your sex. I love money. I love me. And without doubt, I love myself. I come first, period. Over my 2 girls, everything. I do love myself. I love power. I love glory. I love fame. I love success. I love winning. I love the adulation of others, meaning a spouse or somebody very special to you. I love being better. I love having more. I love knowing how. I love knowing why. Now you say that 10 times a day. Those are direct commandments to the non-physical to bring those forth. All right? 10 times a day. When you meditate, you think on that. And you've got to do it the right way. Otherwise, you're giving mixed signals to the non-physical. They don't know what you want. Do you want the wanting or do you want the money? Which one do you want? Right? So there is everything that I put forth in here is beautiful. Your Father, God, all that is, wants you to have all of this. But if you're stuck in your mind saying, I'm never worthy, I'm not worthy of having this, then you're never going to have it. Right? So you have to think of things the right way, guys. You got to say it the right way. And if you guys want a class, I mean, I could really boil that down and we could get into the nitty gritty of it. But so when I'm manifesting things, and that's when all of a sudden I started seeing angel numbers saying you're right on track. Like today, I saw quadruple 4s, quadruple 7s, and quadruple 8s. I mean, that's basically telling me you're very close. You are on track. Your purpose, your teaching, your bringing forth the new Jason is right on track. Keep it coming. Don't stop. That is what is called doing the work, guys, is about. Not just sitting on your ass back here watching TV, sucking down a beer, smoking a cigarette, and doing that. That's going to do you nothing. It takes work. It takes commitment. It takes effort. And I know you're busy. Some of you have families. Some of you have young ones. That's okay. You may have to get up 4 hours before work when there's dead silence in the house. Your ass is going to be dragging. You're going to be tired. You're going to be a little moody. Sit down and get to know yourself. When everybody goes to bed, you stay up. Shut the house down. Sit in the dark. Go through that list again one more time. Manifest. Know yourself. Do you know God? You don't, because you're saying the Antichrist, you're saying the devil, you're saying demons, you're saying this. Tells me you don't know who God is. Do you know who God is? I do. I know God very well. Very well. And that is called doing the work, guys. I think you're really right, Jason. Have you ever noticed how testimonies are different from person? Right. You're just creating your own. Remember, you're a God, so you create what you want. It's that simple. Everybody's experience is going to be different. When you transition home, it's going to be different than my transition. When you transition home, it's going to be different than the neighbor across the street. You are a different being. So in your mindset, it's going to be different from theirs. So if you want to live in fear, anger, hate, rage, you're going to have a dark near-death experience until you finally call out to God or Jesus. Then the light's going to appear and you will have a beautiful NDE. So it's up to you guys. You know, it's really up to you. You have to let go of the fear. All of you are still holding on to that. There's somehow judgment. There's somehow that there's a human God up there, because I said, do you know God? Do you? You don't, because you're talking about hell. You're talking about judgment. You're talking about a human God standing up there to smite thee for any infraction that you may have done. And it does not exist. It's what you've been told. You were manipulated, deceived by the church to keep you in that low vibrational energy. That's why children can see all these angels and see Jesus. They're vibrating so high that it's a normal everyday thing for them. It's not weird. For us who've been subjugated and beaten down by society and by church, by the deceit and the manipulation, you are vibrating very low. It's your job to raise that vibration, go within, manifest, create that dream world that I just talked about, and it will come to you. But until you do the work, you are going to continue to see what you see every day on a daily basis. And I want to say one more thing before we go. If all of you want to change the world, if you don't like what's happening around the world, the wars, the destruction of the rainforest, the pollution of our lakes, rivers, and oceans, the child abuse, the neglect, everything that is taking place, as powerful as Jesus was, he could not do this. And I'm going to dispel another myth about Jesus, all right? So when I told you in the beginning, right, when God wanted something from us, when we're all at home, God will come to the collective, just like all of us. I'm going to call all of us on earth the collective right now. We're all the collective. So when we're home, he's going to come to us and say, I want this, right? Why? We're gods. What do gods do? They create. Next time you're outside, look up in the night sky and you see the universe. We created that. All right. So when he wants something, we come together as the collective at home and we create it. Now, all right, because I told all of you, you misunderstand your power here. If we want to change this world, we could do it right now, this instant. We could stop the wars. We could clean the lakes. We could repopulate the planet with trees. But we would have to do it as a collective, right? That means the majority of us on this planet right now, majority of us would have to come together as one and say, no more war. No more. So that would roughly be 6 billion people would have to come together as one. We can do it. And war would instantly stop. There would never be another war again, ever. And if you say, I want the oceans and the earth to be clean, as a collective, as oneness, as a collective, all the oceans, lakes, and streams and rivers would be clean. You could go there with a cup, stick it in the water, and drink from it. We have that power right now to do that, but you don't. Why? None of us can agree on what is best. You take somebody else's belief and you run with it. You believe it because it's strict. It has pain and punishment. And at some point, you could possibly be saved. But instead of being a critical thinker, you won't step outside that box and say no. But we can do this, guys. We can do this. We can stop the war right now. We can heal this planet. We can fix the ozone. We can clean the oceans. We can reforest this planet right now. It is well within our power. And Father is waiting for us as a collective to do that out of love. Hi, Jason. Hi, Marie. Hi, honey. I wasn't supposed to be on today, hon. It was just a need to be with you guys tonight to teach. It was an overwhelming feeling. So I'll be on next week too. So don't worry. It's on my regular scheduled time. So you guys get a bonus this week. So I'm sorry. It's just, I had to be with you guys tonight. So, but we can do that, guys. We can do it as a collective. We can heal the world right now. And Jesus, with all his power, could not do that. We have to come together as a collective. And how many more wars, how many more deaths, how many more thises or that's is it going to take? Our system that we have set up for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years isn't working. We're not learning. What's the definition of insanity? doing the same thing over and over and over, expecting a different result. Well, now the house of cards is falling in. You're seeing the destruction of our planet through the weather in the Florida, the burning of LA, the volcano that's just about to blow. Is it working, what we're doing? Or you can listen to me and others and say, we need to come together as a collective and we can heal the world right now. We can fix it, bring it back into pristine condition. Right? And another myth that I want to dismiss about Jesus and his healing was that Jesus was not allowed, and I don't know if any of you watched The Chosen, but Jesus could not just walk up to somebody and heal them. All right? And there was a scene in The Chosen where this couple, one was blind, she was a woman, and one was a cripple. And the guy asked Jesus to heal, his wife or his friend. So Jesus, healed her. But then in the same aspect, as she was healed and they began to walk away, Jesus put his hand on him and healed him. And then he walked away and he was healed and it was all jubilant. Jesus could not do that. He could not just walk up to anybody and heal them like that. He had to be asked. Somebody had to come to him and know him and believe in him and say, will you heal me, please? He could not walk up to somebody and heal them. It was not allowed. That is a falsity in every way, shape, and form. He could not do that. He had to be asked. And then, before he healed, he gave thanks. Like I said, Father, thank you for allowing the healing that I'm about to do in your name. Thank you. I am going to then heal this person. That was a direct command that was then given that he was allowed to heal. Do you understand how this cycle is working now, right, guys? He could just not come up to somebody and pat him on the shoulder. Oh, you're healed. Oh, yeah, you're suffering from mental illness. No, he could not do that. It was not allowed. Not allowed. I hope we are available. We are behind on work now after dealing with that. Yeah, I haven't been feeling that great either. Got a little bit of a runny nose, but I don't believe in that. So I tell myself I'm perfectly fine and it's been at bay. It's been perfect. So I'll send my healing love towards you, sweetie. Was Muhammad spiritually high like Jesus? Yeah. There have been, God has been sending masters for thousands of years to this earth. There are masters living on the earth right now. But what, in every case, with every master, what has happened to them? Yes, he did raise Lazarus from the dead. Yep, without doubt. What have we done to God's masters? We spit on them, we shit on them, and then we murder them. Just like Buddha, just like Gandhi, just like Jesus Christ, just like Sri Ramakrishna. We kill them, we murder them. Why? All they ever showed was love, peace, joy, the correct way to live, the correct way to be one with the Father. And all we do is kill them and murder them. I mean, if I were Father, I would say, you know what? I'm tired of this shit. You guys, you're all coming home. This experiment is over. You can't handle it. But his undying love for us says, here you go. And here I am. Now, am I as good as Jesus? I'm just as good, if not better. But I'm not there yet. I haven't mastered the inner thing. And that is what I'm doing right now. I am learning that. I am getting that information. I'm passing it on. And every day I become better and better and better. So, and I've told you, I have maybe 6 to 8 more incarnations and I am done. There is no more incarnating for me after that. I'm done. It is something I feel. It's an intuition. It's a gut feeling. And I feel it. It's there. I am at the end of my incarnations. So from now on, my times are going to be of a much higher being. Do you know what I'm saying? So my next incarnation will be at a much higher level. And it'll just keep getting higher to, where Jesus was. And then that will be my last incarnation. How do you describe God. God is simply all there is. God can't be here right now. Because if he's here right now, he's nowhere else. God is everything. God is everywhere. God is all that there is. God is energy. God is love. God is pure consciousness, which is what I was when I existed, when I left my body in my death. Your Father is all that is. God is everywhere. God is within you, the trees, the birds, the dogs, the cats, the trees, the snakes, the air. God is everywhere. God is nowhere. And that's that. God is everything. And as I told you, Heath, you are one with the Father. Your energy that was in with you is the same as Father. You and the Father are one. That's what I mean, or that's what Jesus meant by him saying that. I am the God consciousness. I am one. He realized that. He knew that. That's what he was trying to say. So when I tell you guys that you are all gods, and I show you the passage in that stupid book, the Bible, is it not written in your laws? I said you are gods. Well, that's not Christianity he's talking about. That's ancient Aramaic, right? Ancient Hebrew. 2,000 years ago, before Christianity was a fart in the wind. He said, isn't it written in your laws, ancient Aramaic Hebrew, that you are gods? That's what he means by that. So how can you stop the reincarnation? As I told you, you have to figure out who you are. Who are you? I know who I am. I know what I am. Do you? So that's why you come here, to rediscover who you are. That's going to take many, many, many lifetimes, thousands of lifetimes. Many of you have incarnated anywhere from 600 to 1,000. Some of you maybe even in the 1,200 range. I, over 3,200. That's because I'm being chosen by Father to come down. But that's coming to an end. So if you want that incarnation or that reincarnation to stop, you've got to rediscover who you are. You have to listen to the masters teaching you this. Listen, go within, meditate. You're going to lose people in your life, guys. You may lose your children. You may lose your spouse. Who cares? They're not really your spouse. They're playing the role for you. They're a god. They came here to find out who they are, right? So who cares? You come first. You need to do the work for yourself. Period. And you're going to lose people along the way. Friends, family, best of friends. They're not going to like it. They're not going to jive with the new you. That higher energy, it's going to push them away. Good. You're doing the work. You're climbing up that ladder. That's what you want to do. That's what you came here to do. We are both over it much quicker than many due to the mindset, and there you go. Beautiful. Good job. Well done. One more question, guys, then I'm going to let you have your Friday night back. I will be back on Friday night. Like I said, this was just an urging to be with you guys. I love you guys so much. Believe it or not, I think about you all week on how I can reach you, a new video, what I can talk to you guys about. And, I think of you guys all the time. I am constantly in a teacher mode. When I go to bed, I'm teaching. When I'm taking a shower, I'm teaching. When I'm making dinner or breakfast, I'm teaching. Aw. I love you guys. I do. I love all of you. So enjoy your sexual energy, guys. It's perfect. And I encourage all of you, each and every one of you, to expand in your sexual energy. Open your hearts, open your minds to something new, experience something new. I know each and every one of you here, you may not admit it, but I know it to be true. Each and every one of you has a desire to know what the same sex is like. You all fantasize about it in one way or another. It's absolute truth. I can feel it in you. And I'm encouraging you to do so. And if you say, I don't like it, that's not for me, then so on, so be it. But you've experienced something. But don't think of it as a fantasy. Make it a real thing. Experience it. It's beautiful. It's pure. It's love. And it's in your Father's eyes, absolutely acceptable. And I want you to understand that when you're being intimate with your partner, whatever that may be, he's experiencing that as well. So he's enjoying what you're doing. So you're experiencing it through your avatar. Well, he's experiencing what you're doing as well. Does that make sense? So enjoy it. Do not shy away from it. Don't hide it from your kids. When you're coming out and going to the bathroom and you've got a 1-year-old or a 2-year-old, don't cover up. Don't be ashamed of yourself. Show yourself. You're beautiful, all of you. Every single one of you are beautiful and perfect in your Father's eyes and in my eyes. Do not cover up. And if the kids walk in on you making love, then so be it. Don't cover up. Don't, oh my God, oh my. Continue making love. It's beautiful. All right? It's your divine, beautiful energy. I love all of you guys. You're welcome. I love being with you guys. I truly do. And I will see you guys next Friday night. I hope you have a beautiful weekend. Remember those 10 things I told you to say. If you don't remember, rewind the video back. Start with, I know God, and then go down. And when you're manifesting, don't say, I want, because the universe is going to continue to give you the wanting. You don't wanting. I love. Highest frequency, money. Now you're saying, I love money. Money is coming into your life. I love sex. Beautiful. All of this is beautiful and pure. All right. I love you guys. Put your questions, comments, and concerns down there. What a video that you want to talk to me about. I still only have 3 people that messaged me the right way, not through the comments, but reached out to me in the description in my videos about a meditating class. But we can talk about how to manifest the right way, the right things to ask. So it doesn't necessarily have to be just sitting there and meditating. We can talk about those things. I sound like a false prophet. That's your choice. Free will. So, but if you reach out to me the right way, we can set that up. But I need 10 people. So put your comments down there, guys. I love you to death. I hope you have a blessed weekend. For all those feeling sick, remember, it's all up here. Sick disease doesn't exist. It exists in your mind. If you believe you're sick, you give it power. Therefore, you're going to be sick. So I love you guys. Have a blessed weekend, and I will see you next week.